also think black women are powerful, and I also wanted to celebrate that.
The film is inspired by a poem.
The first time I heard the poem, I was like, black text. Yeah.
What do you think is our responsibility as black young filmmakers in terms of storytelling?
Yeah. A lot of pressure to share and be the light of my family.
There is a sense of passing on of pain, of trauma from the mother to, let's say
people, because this story is not unique to us.
Sure.
A lot of black people, young people, go through the same background. If your parents were able to escape poverty and they were doctors, the beginning of the poem, the mother does say, you're not like other kids, you have this responsibility.
Sure.
Take it with pride.
What's going on, BBAFF'ies, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Brazen podcast, the home of the fearless, African, and unapologetic storytelling. I am your host with the most, Tebatso Mashishi, the black boy with the white skin, and this is the platform where we sit down with bold creatives who are being unapologetic about their narratives. This episode is in association with the Brazen Black Art Film Fridays, where each and every last Friday of every month we showcase new work from emerging filmmakers. So on today's episode, we are joined by the director and producer of the film, The Slow Burning Candle. So The Slow Burning Candle is a poetic short film that explores poverty, trauma, and generational endurance. So without any waste of time, BBAFF'ies at home, please show some love and put your hands together for SIBUSISO ZULU! Otherwise, Buddha?
I'm nice, how are you?
I'm all good, man. Welcome to the Brazen Black podcast, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, without any waste of time, for the BBAFF'ies at home who are not familiar with you, just introduce yourself, give a brief background of your film journey and how it led to The Slow Burning Candle.
Cool. So, I'm SIBUSISO ZULU. I'm ambassador for creative change. I like to call myself an active ambassador for creative change, especially in the youth development space. And through that journey, that's how I found myself in filmmaking. So I've been working under this organization called Youth Content Collective, a development program for photographers and videographers. While we're in that space, we just wanted to tell our stories because we do a lot of work doing corporate shoots, telling other people's stories, and it's commercial. So also the style and the honesty of the stories is quite different. So there was this urge of telling our own stories the way we want. And we came together with the guys who had similar interests.
Sure.
And that's basically how we started. And then eventually I had the story I also wanted to tell, and I got the opportunity to do it, and it's been amazing.
So would you say you remember the exact moment where you'd say, you fell in love with filmmaking, like, okay, this is what I want to do,
I think just storytelling as a whole. So I've been involved in different forms of art and telling stories, poetry. I've been actively
from school.
No, just after school. So I was actively involved in creating a platform for poets. I was involved in one of the biggest poetry sessions in Joburg. Visual arts as well, curated some exhibitions. And I think the big thing in all of it was always telling stories. It's never about pretty art or it's just loved in a space where stories were being shared or told. And then when I got into videography and film and got into those space, I thought, I want to do this. This is amazing.
Okay. And, the film is inspired by a poem, right?
Yeah.
So what what drew you to the poem to a point where you like, this can be turned into visuals? Yeah.
So the beautiful thing about the poetry spaces, and I would like to encourage a lot of people, especially filmmakers, to attend other forms of art, like your theater and poetry sessions. It's very big here in Joburg as well. Is that when you're there and you hear people reciting these poems, you feel like they're telling your own stories. Like, they articulated my story so perfectly, you know. So when I heard the poem by Bilwentle, I felt like it was a story I'm familiar with, you know. I felt like she was telling a story that I know, and a story that I've been trying to express with friends and people around me, you know. The story of, I'm not sure if it's the correct word, but the first time I heard the poem, I was like, black text.
Oh, okay.
You know? But then the more I heard the poem, the more the visuals came together, you know, the more I saw the strength of the more I saw this person, the more I saw their strengths, their resilient. It became, I could see it. I could see the visuals of it. And from there, I asked her if she'd be interested seeing the story in a film and developing it into a film. And that's how it started.
So from just hearing the poem, right? And you say that you already saw pictures.
Yeah.
And black text came to mind. Right?
Yeah. Eventually, first.
Why was it? You know, a story about a slow burning candle. Why black text?
So, on a personal level,
Sure.
Like once I started making a bit of money, you know, I felt like there was a lot of pressure to share and be the light of my family, my siblings.
Okay.
And I feel like when they said in the story is exactly that. I feel like she inherited being this light for her family. And it comes with a lot of pressure. It requires a lot of resilience. And I saw that in the story. And it's a conversation that I had with my friends, with my family as well. Like, how do you navigate trying to build self, trying to chase your dreams while you still have, I don't want to call it a burden, while you still have to be the light for your family as well, you know.
And I mean, you could also like be in the dark. I mean, yourself, you know, trying to navigate, you know, your own success as well.
Yeah.
You know. So, what was the process like from just hearing the poem? Because I mean, poetry is it's rhythm, it's words, right? And then and then filmmaking deals with moving images. You know, communicating story through moving images, right? So how was the process like, just taking a poetic piece and making those choices to make it like moving pictures?
Yeah. So in the beginning, I just firstly wanted to share my understanding of the poem. Also, one thing about art is that we might have different understanding of the same art.
Sure.
Whether it's poetry, maybe film, also in film as well, you know, might have different understanding, or some themes of the film or poem or a visual artwork could be more highlighted to me than the next person.
Subjective,
so,
basically. Yeah.
So when, after a while, because, like I've been active in the poetry scene. So when I heard the poem a couple of times, I've drawn my own understanding of the film and how I see it visually. And then from there, I approached Bilwentle. I was like, this is how I say it. with your permission, can we develop it into a film? And she's also a co-writer of the film. She was very involved at first. We had a couple of meetings, you know, and we would discuss. I would ask like the metaphor of the candle.
Yes.
You know, as it becomes the light, it's slowly losing itself. It goes down, and I wanted to show it in the film as well. In the start of the film, when she's young, the candle is full, and as she grows and goes through life, it slowly goes down. But that was, and then we discussed it, and she said, yes, this is the metaphors. And the more I heard her story and me sharing my story, the easier it became to tell it visually.
Okay, and what would you say then informed some of the choices, some of the visual choices that you took? What informed that? What were the references? Because I mean, it was just a poem on a page, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, I'm choosing this image, that image, you know. So what informed those choices?
Yeah, I think we had like an intense discussion about my understanding of the film and her understanding. And what we came into conclusion is that people, because this story is not unique to us.
Sure.
A lot of black people, young people go through the same. And our conclusion was that in as much as it's not nice being a candle for your family, but we take pride in being the candle, you know. We strive to be the sun. We want to be better, and so because of that, the visuals also had to honor that, you know, be very respectful, shoot in a dignified way, but also because it is a film and it's very short.
Sure.
Right, and there's few dialogue there and there, but we had to make sure that the viewers instantly engage with Ulisedi emotionally. Like one of the first shots is just her looking directly into camera, and there's this candle flickering. So already, and then the voiceover come through and builds in the story. But already you can connect and emotionally with this person and try to understand why is she going through what she's going through. I really wish it was longer. We had more time to play around and tell different stories. But yeah, it was a very collaborative effort, you know. I would put in my stories, and but the understanding was the same. We want to tell the story.
But in the poem, Lesedi is a girl, or you just interpreted it that Lesedi is a girl. Going back to the issue of you making choices as a director.
Yeah. So the Upilo Ndlo, who wrote the poem,
Yes.
she's also an amazing actress, and she's the Ulisedi in the poem.
Oh, okay.
So we also discussed that it would be cool if you could be. And at that time, I didn't know she's an actress. And when we discovered that, I thought it would be cool for her to play young Lesedi, you know. And also in the poem, Lesedi is a girl. She says, my mother is the candlestick.
Sure.
She was a candle, and her grandmother was a candle as well. So it's been passed on. So I also think black women are powerful, and I also wanted to celebrate that or bring that in the story as well. Instead of using a boy. I think, but the story, we experience, all people, boys and girls, male and female, experience the same thing, but I thought it would be powerful to tell it from the female perspective. I was raised by a single mother. I saw her strength. Okay. You know, I thought it would be stronger and there will be more themes versus telling it from a male perspective.
Okay. So, I mean, you speak about the generational endurance, right, of females. There is a sense of passing on of pain, of trauma from the mother to, let's say, to say, look, maybe I was not able to, at the end of the day, be able to shine, but take it from me. You get what I'm saying? So what were you trying to communicate in terms of that generational endurance and the passing of trauma from one woman, to another?
Yeah. Also, I think most choices we take as human beings, or where we find ourselves as human beings, is mostly because of where we're from. A big part of it is because of where we're from, how we grew up, where we're like the life our parents lived, your background. If your parents were able to escape poverty and they were doctors, the likelihood that your life is going to be great, probably study overseas and so on. But if they were trapped and they couldn't escape poverty, the responsibility comes to you then to try and fight it and work from it. And in the beginning of the poem, the mother does say, you're not like other kids, you have this responsibility.
Sure.
Take it with pride. So also highlighting that the injustices of the past, but also not blaming or judging our parents,
Being objective.
Yeah,
yes.
just be objective. Okay, this is where I am now. This is the responsibility I have, and how do I strive to be the son so I can change it for my kids?
That's very profound. I mean, speaking about responsibility, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is our responsibility as Black young filmmakers in terms of storytelling?
Yeah. So, I love that question. So I had the opportunity to be part of a program with Sunshine Cinema. Basically, the program is about impact filmmaking, making film to have an impact. And one of the things we used to do was to go around the country in different communities and screen films that have an impact, ignite dialogue. And I saw the power of film, like would showcase a film around mental health and the conversations we'd have with parents, the young people, like, it's like, in some cases it would be like you've changed someone's perspective on life. You showed them things that they were not aware of. That's one part. But also the second part is to tell our stories in an honest and dignified way, and protect the image of a Black person. I think there's a lot of wrongs in terms of how we've been portrayed on screen and on media that we need to reverse. But still be honest, tell the honest stories. If it's people living in a shack, it is a reality of many Black people, but tell it in a dignified way, protect the image and make sure the stories are very honest as well. I think that's the responsibility, but Mina, as a filmmaker, I'm drawn into making stories that changes things, that whether it's perspective or whether it educates people about something, but I would like, after a person experience my work, something to change, no matter how small it is.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you are right. We have a very huge responsibility.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, is there a film that comes into mind that impacted you, that kind of changed your life and made you see life, in a different way, or a specific issue, look at it in a different way?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of films, but I remember this one I watched when I was very young. So I grew up in a rural area called Tebatso.
Where is that?
It's in northern KZN, very far.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I remember watching this film. It told a story. It was around a story that we as a rural community we are aware of.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember the name.
Was it a folk tale or?
No, it was a film by I think one of the actors there was Vusiki Nene. So what happens in the story? I'll just be brief. Is it's umcimbi, you know, like a ceremony at this village, you know, this house. And what happens is, so in this house they believe Uti there's utigolosho. Utigolosho exists. I don't know if you guys know utigolosho.
Is it Elelwane?
No.
Ah, okay.
So they believe utigolosho exists in this house. So there's a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, a 8-year-old. The 3-year-old is sleeping, and there's festivities. Everyone is around, you know. Mevuga, the young girl, goes under the table and pulls the tablecloth inward. The young man, I want this thing covered in the cloth and says utigolosh, and takes an axe. Abula utigolosh in him. So, but the most of the story happens in court, you know. So the main lead is defending this young man, saying Uti, but he wasn't killing her little sister. I think Reasonable Man or something like that. Yeah. So it's around him convincing the court to know
this person.
But people, the court and the judges and everyone, they don't believe Utigolosh.
That's interesting.
You know? It's a certain kind of people who believe there's Utigolosh. It's not everyone. So it's like weird. It's like your defense is invalid because there's no such thing as Utigolosh. But I believe there's Utigolosh. So yeah, that story, ne? I remember that story.
How did it impact you?
Like, firstly, I believed Nami at the time. There is a such thing as Utigolosh. I was like, but why don't they believe him? You know, it stuck with me for years. But also, I realized that because of that story, now there's people are more sensitive to other people's beliefs, and
because stories do shape opinion. That's why it's important. That's why it's very important, right? That we become very conscious about the things that we read about. And speaking about being conscious about the things that we read about, there's a beautiful moment in the Slow Burning Candle, right, where Lesedi, without giving away, the film, she comes out and she says that she wants to be the sun. That was very powerful for me because I think throughout the film there is this sense of we are following the candle, but then at the end there's that transformation. What informed that moment, and what do you want the audience to take from that moment?
Yeah, so obviously the story speaks about the struggle of this young lady, speaks about pain, endurance, and so on. But I hope when people watch it from that moment, they would be inspired to say, hey, it's tough, go rough, but I'm still aspiring to be the sun. I'm still aspiring to, because the sun comes up every day and it shines, and nothing from it shining, it takes away nothing from it, so it's just a belief. I'm hoping to leave behind a belief, inspire people that you can be the sun.
Every morning without fail
and shine, and it is possible to be the sun.
And the metaphor of the fire, what does that mean for you personally?
Yeah, I think the film has a lot of metaphors. Firstly, the candle, not the candle you see in fancy dinners. It's also in the original film or poem. She speaks about that as well. The longer poem.
Sure.
Yeah, but Kerese, the one we see in the film.
One in the shacks, not the one in the fancy dinners.
Yeah. The one we see in the film has a powerful metaphor because how it's being used, people use it when there's a death in the family in the morning. even when it is there as a light in the shack, nobody's celebrating it. It's like a reminder, which we don't have electricity, we're struggling. No one says, "Hey, can't live."
Yeah, thank you.
You know. But we do celebrate the sun. Man, when we see it, we like, yeah,
Do
it's a
we,
brand
though?
new day. I hope people do.
Okay.
Because it symbolizes a brand new day, you know, a chance to try again. It symbolizes a lot of beautiful things. And imagine if we wake up one day and boom, there's no sun again and again and again and again. We'll be very depressed. So, yeah, the symbol is that even that small fire from that candle, that light from the candle, it plays an important role, and you should appreciate it. Or whatever small you're doing for your family, or for yourself, you know, as you try and go out of poverty or go out from pain or any space that you find yourself in that's depressing, that you're not happy about. Remember that small fire in you, it's still doing a lot, still brings light, and keep it, cherish it, be proud of it, because one day it will be as powerful as the sun.
That's very powerful, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's very powerful. I didn't look at it like that, you know, because it looks like, I mean, the film is very dark itself.
Yeah.
Right? But when Lesedi, you know, moves around with the candle, like you say, it's so mundane, you know, that it's like there would be no light without this candle. And it doesn't matter how small it is, we need to appreciate it, you know. That's very, 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 very powerful. And in terms of the team, right, that you collaborated with, you know, how was the collaboration process like?
Yeah, one of the things I really love about filmmaking is the collaboration. Filmmaking is collaboration.
Sure.
You can't, like, you see it, you live it every day, you know. And yeah, that's why I wanted some of the people who took part to be a part of this as well, the podcast, to share, because that's one of the things I wanted to make sure that this is our film, this is our story. And I appreciated how everyone took the story as their own, you know. Once they got to understand it, they owned the story from everyone who was involved. Yeah, there was a lot of collaboration. Obviously, the first person was Piloentle, the person who wrote the poem, and we co-write the film. Liseho at DOP. We went to Bokasi, asked to use spaces, you know, asked friends for equipment, just starting out. We don't have a lot of things.
How was that like?
It was nice. It was nice. I think also there's a beautiful community in
starting out.
In starting out, or also I think I haven't met a lot of people in film, but the ones I've met, they're always willing to share and be a part of it. I think it's just the community of filmmakers. They want to get involved and share, you know. And then also we had a lot of people who had like experience in filmmaking, who've worked in the spaces that came in, like, nah, must do this like this, remember this, make sure this, you know, and protected the integrity of the story.
Sure.
And yeah, it just gelled, you know. Working with people, I work with a lot of people, but it's not always as easy as it was in this instance.
And the actors?
Yeah, actors were amazing. And it was like they knew each other even before, but some met on the day.
Sure.
Yeah, they understood and told the story perfectly. Also, one of the things that I wanted to happen in the film was, obviously, there's a part that is told in English, but the dialogues that you see in the film, I wanted it to be in an African language, you know. And I decided on Setswana. I mean, I don't know much about.
About one.
My Tswana is not that great. On the day, it just so happens that all of the actors were Tswana speaking people, and they loved the language and how they collaborated also in making sure that it's taught beautifully, and we also protect and celebrate the language as well. I think was also a beautiful. There was just a lot of beautiful moments through that day.
And what would you say the film taught you, about yourself as a young emerging filmmaker?
One, I think I'm very patient. And also, one thing I'd noticed is that I'm able to. I've been involved in a lot of positions where I have to take the decisions and lead.
Sure.
Leading people. I think it comes very easy.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that's when I experienced it at the highest level. Being able to lead and listen and let other people lead. Because like I said, there were a lot of people on set that contributed to the film who are far more experienced than me, and I was able to listen and let them lead. And, I think that transition just helped, but also protecting people's ideas. Like when a person shares an idea, don't simply crush it, but listening and giving them a platform also to share and own the space as well. I think that's what I learned about myself. And I think since film is a collaborative effort, it requires that, even though you have the story and you want to take it somewhere.
Sure.
It's
done by a community at the end of the day.
Yes. Be willing to have them play that role and contribute as well and teach you. Yeah.
And then with that said, where are you taking these lessons, next? What's next for SIBUSISO in 2016?
Yeah.
Not 2016, 2026.
2026, yes. 2016 is 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the challenge that has been trending.
Oh, yeah. There's this beautiful story I want to tell you about... So,
do you want to give people your ideas?
Okay, but don't tell it like I do.
I mean,
I mean, we have. I want to create more.
Sure.
I want to create more and away from doing this corporate stuff I've been doing, like create more, tell more stories. I have a lot of stories I'd love to tell. But also I'm involved in this organization or movement, or I don't know what to call it, called Short Film Sundays, which is just bringing in more people, giving more people an opportunity like I had to shoot and tell their stories and get involved, and I want to contribute to the film industry in any way I can. But number one is telling more stories and telling that story. I think about that story every day. I'm like, so I can't wait for it to come to life.
You've raised a lot of beautiful points, thank you very much, for sharing, such a very beautiful and powerful film. Right? It's very short. Right?
Yes.
But the impact that it does is, it's very potent.
Yeah.
And well done, to you and everybody that was involved in it, and to many more. So, on our show, we don't leave people empty-handed. This is a little something from the team here at Brazen Black.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's just a token of appreciation.
Yeah.
Say Thank you, man. Go out there, tell, unapologetic stories, African, issues of young people. Yeah, don't stop.
Thank you. And shout out to you guys. You guys are doing a very important work, a very important job, creating platforms like this, spaces like this.
Sure.
I think what I love the most about the creative space is that, unlike other industries, the elitism is not here. Everyone can get involved. It's more welcoming, and also there's young people doing amazing things, but not only for themselves, like you guys. I know you don't have this platform for yourselves. You bringing us on, you growing the industry, and that's important. And shout out to Brazen Black.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for the gift.
No problem. Young people, we are the future.
Shout out.
I mean? So when the day you win an Oscar, you understand, we've had this moment with you, Thank you, man, for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. BBAFF'ies at home, that was it from us here at the Brazen Black podcast. So please, don't forget to catch the Slow Burning Candle on YouTube on the 27th of February, 6:30. So please, don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends to tell their friends, notification button lapo, so that on the day you are with us. So from us here at the Brazen Black podcast, salute BBAFF'ies. And go.